Hi, my name is Indra, and many of you who watch this video will know me, maybe just by my face, maybe because we are friends on Facebook, maybe because you worked with me, maybe because you're a friend of mine that is very dear to my heart. I decided to be very spontaneous about this video, but the intention is very clear. Um, I'm clearly guided to record this. I'm clearly guided to share something that is very important, and I will continue to update you because this is a call for help. I'm stepping now into sharing my story of cancer and my experience that I had because I'm facing another health challenge. I want to give you a slow context. A slow context. I'm trying to give you a context, all right? I'm recording this from this most beautiful home that you could ever imagine for me. I'm looking into a beautiful garden with fruit trees, and I couldn't be in any better place. Um, 2 years ago, I lived with my husband temporary in Italy. We lived before that temporary in France, in the UK. We had decided to leave the Netherlands, to sell our home and to go on a journey until we would find a place where we want to settle down. It was very open. We wanted an adventure. We really committed to an openness and an adventure. And this is what I also prayed for. I said, change that inside of me that needs to be changed. Be careful what you pray for because you get what you pray for. At least this is my experience. I want to share with you authentically. I don't want to share with you from a spiritual high horse. I don't want to share from pretense or spiritual performance. I don't want to share it with you if you have no spiritual connection to convince you. I don't want to talk to you from a place of arrogance. I don't want to talk to you from a place of victimhood. I don't want to talk to you from a place of drama. I don't want to talk to you from a place of nonsense. I want to talk to you from a place of truth. 2 years ago, I was diagnosed with a very advanced ovarian cancer. Ovarian cancer is called the silent killer. It's called this really lady killer also in terms, It's very not really funny and at the same time a very funny dark humor to call this the lady killer. It's a cancer that often, when it's detected, it's often too late to treat. It's often growing very fast and leaving little options for healing. This is the reality of many women on this planet. I had been diagnosed with late stage ovarian cancer 2 years ago. I was living in Italy. I had to rush to a place where I spoke the language and where I had some sort of connection to the environment so that I could get treatment. I didn't know what I was doing. I was in complete survival. My husband and I, we had the longest, most painful, most stressful journey through the entire Europe in a van packed with stuff back to the Netherlands, not knowing who would treat us, what will happen. We had no clue. Saying that, my husband is a medical doctor. I had been a nurse and a healer. So, yeah, we knew the medical system. We knew about cancer. We knew about this specific cancer. So, it's not that we don't know anything. Um, my worst nightmare had become reality. I was scared of getting this cancer. And I'm not going to tell you now if you're scared of getting this cancer, you will get it. Forget about it. This is not how it works, okay? I'm sharing this really because it's important, because in the next few days and weeks, I will share updates of the new challenge that I have. And I will start crowdfunding for support. I want you to hear it first through the videos. I want you to hear it from the rawness of where I am right now. Um, Back to 2 years ago, I went through the medical treatments and I went through very integrative, holistic treatments alongside. It went hand in hand. Miracle over miracle, I survived it and I healed completely. Great, great results. Great results didn't mean everything was good. It meant that my body felt deeply broken, that my spirit felt deeply broken, that I was emotionally completely exhausted, and I felt there was nothing left of who I was. I felt completely broken, but I had no cancer. I view life from a spiritual perspective, and I'm a very grounded human being. So, I want to share a quote with you right now that is very important to me. I actually just read it to a client because I gave a session early on, and it was a beautiful quote that resonates deeply with me. And this is my intention and my perspective when I talk about the story. Life will give you whatever experience is most helpful for the evolution of your consciousness. It's a quote by Eckhart Tolle. I will read it again. Life will give you whatever experience is most helpful for the evolution of your consciousness. Bang. We can ponder upon that because I'm not recording now a video on spiritual teaching. I'm not a spiritual teacher right now. I'm a woman in the raw truth of facing another cancer. A journey that I have walked. I've lived through it. I healed from it. I started to rebuild myself through it. I don't ask the question, why me? Why is this happening to me? But it is happening to me. Um, I just know it since a brief moment, and that says a few weeks, I got the awareness that something is going on. And now I just simply have to move very fast. I have to make decisions. And the first decision was, do I want to be treated? Do I want to treat this? How do I want to treat it? How do I do it? And I'm sharing all of that because I know I just don't want to drop a bombshell on social media and give space for speculations, which will happen anyway. But I want you to connect to me as a human being, as I am now, talking to you. This is a reality on this planet that a lot of people have. A lot of people go through tremendous suffering. And the suffering that happens in silence is the worst. I have been isolated and chosen isolation for most of my life, really stepping into community, really showing up in a way that I really become big community person was never my thing because I'm a very introvert person. Saying that, I love people and I love my work and I love my life. 2 years ago, when I started healing, I had an amazing team around me. The medical staff and the doctors did whatever they could to help me with their abilities. But it was mainly the integrative, holistic healing systems that helped me to survive what had broken me. And I had to go through extensive treatments to recover from the damages of the chemotherapy that ultimately had killed the cancer, had also killed a lot of other things in my body. And I knew that that would happen. We all know that. So I'm really grateful for all the treatment that I got. I'm just telling to you to the raw reality. Um, I went through a massive, extensive surgery that had to remove organs. It's called one of the biggest surgeries a human being can undergo. It has cut me open literally 40 centimeters of my belly and body. It has removed organs and tumor mass. And then on top of it, I got more chemotherapy. By the time I finished the last chemotherapy, there was nothing left of me. I remember that I could barely walk, and I made myself walk 500 kilometers through the entire time of treatment because I could not bear to just lie down and be in that broken body without moving. That was my way. I couldn't bear it. I couldn't bear the silence. I couldn't bear being in this apartment in the middle of summer with nice weather and everyone being outside. I couldn't bear it. I couldn't bear to be alone. My husband was there. He was taking care of me. He had a really hard time. There were a couple of friends helping me out, some friends doing remarkable things for me. I couldn't allow everyone into my life. I was overwhelmed as I was to communicate. Some people got really heartbroken by the experience that I didn't let them in. I didn't let them know what was happening. I didn't ask them for help. They really wanted to help. I couldn't let it in. I'm really sorry. Um, but the experience was so raw and so overwhelming and so heartbreaking and so breaking me open like nothing had broken me open before. The life that I've lived that led to experiencing cancer was a very hard life. It's only by my current husband that my life had gotten better and I had started to see really manifesting change in my life and amazing experiences. I come from a lot of hardship, from a lot of trauma, from a lot of stuff that you would think I didn't know a human being can actually experience that and then also survive. There's many more people on the planet that experience more horrendous things than I did in my life. So I'm not saying it's the worst, but I'm just giving you a context. So now, since a few days, I know that I have to choose a new journey of healing potential cancer. And this time is different. My husband and I are already settled in a beautiful home. We have a place around us that is very healing. It's an amazing place. We have a medical team that can still treat me, and I'm building my team now to help me with the integrative holistic healing systems that need to go hand in hand. I'm telling you things like when you get chemotherapy, there's going to be nerve damage. I had for more than 10 months in excruciating pain in my feet and in my hand, so much that I could barely walk. It was unbearable. Also, because I had walked 500 kilometers during chemotherapy, which completely broke my feet. 500 kilometers. It was actually recorded on my iPhone. This is why I know it. I was every day out. As soon as I could walk, get out of the surgery and walk more than 100 meters, I was out. I saw children playing, I saw people living life. It was like pulling in life force into my body through the sun, through the earth, through the experiences of other people. Only now I know what they saw. They saw a deeply broken, really, really ill-looking human being, because I could barely walk straight up. I had no hair. I was very skinny. But that's how I coped with it. Um, Eventually, things started to get better, but it was not easy because after finishing chemotherapy, we moved finally houses. Now, everyone that moves houses knows even in normal circumstances, when you move houses is very stressful. Now, imagine you just finished chemotherapy and treatments and then you move. My husband and I really experienced a lot of hardship in this time, and there's loving people around us that supported us in the best way possible. But it's been really hard. And eventually things got better because I kept working, I kept going to therapy, I had spiritual healing, I had psychotherapy, I had body work. I did a lot of things to help me process the experience and then process the whole experience to getting better. I was not prepared what it really meant to go through a cancer experience such as ovarian cancer, the surgery, the chemotherapy, and that I dropped overnight into menopause. I remember one time I was in a WhatsApp group of women that were talking about what menopause, and some of them were really so clueless what it means actually to go into menopause. And forgive me, this is not a judgment, but I had dropped from overnight in surgery into menopause. Plus, I had chemotherapy. Plus, I was under morphine. Pure hell. Yeah. And I got out of it. But I can tell you there was a moment in my journey where I wanted to jump out of the 11th floor of my apartment. I just wanted to jump out of the window because I couldn't handle it anymore. And it was my spiritual discipline that pulled me into putting on clothes and going down with the lift down to the ground floor so I wouldn't jump. And why? Because that spiritual insight said, if you jump out of that window, you might survive it and you're going to be in bigger shit. Yeah, it kind of makes sense. Imagine you jump and you survive. You're in bigger shit. That was what kept me from literally killing myself. Most people say, I want to live, I want to survive. There was a moment when I thought, like, this is too much. I can't handle it anymore. It got better over time. I was able to sometimes share my story intimately with people. That was really good, but it was not enough. I had to undergo extreme therapy sessions to actually get through this while not losing my mind. No journey of ovarian cancer, no journey of any cancer for men or women is the same. No journey of any illness or any extreme circumstance that you experience is the same. If you are living in a war zone and you lose your family or other extreme things that you experience, please forgive me. I'm not putting my story out there because I want to tell you, look at my bad experience, how bad I had it. No, I'm very aware that suffering is part of the human conditioning. And I'm giving you the full-hearted, improvised version of this story now because my pain is real, my struggles are real, and I'm going to start crowdfunding in a few days from now on social media. I'm going to do it in the most sensitive way possible because I know it can offend people, it can trigger people, it can raise eyebrows, it will create a lot of response. But believe me, when I'm saying it, all of my life, I have supported myself, and my husband is supporting me amazingly. He has done everything in his power, financially, mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, to support me. And he also comes to a place of exhaustion. And I also want to help him as much as I want to help myself. So I'm going to ask for financial support for the holistic, integrative therapies that I will need to get myself for a second round through this experience. And it's not luxury. There are necessities that I need. And believe me, my husband and I, we have done everything we can to cover it ourselves. This is not about trying to get a check from people or support because we don't want to pay it. Yeah, we can pay certain things, but we can't do it in a direction of the things that I potentially really need in order to make it the second time. Because this story is different, this moment is different, it's a different challenge, it's a different story, it's a different path I have to walk. Now I know from my experience before what is necessary, what is not necessary, what I have to focus on, what I should just disregard. The first time around, I was grasping, holding on to everything, trying to do everything just to survive. This time I know, no, you don't need everything. You need targeted, very well organized things, and some things you have to wing it and improvise. And the most important this time around is that I feel I'm a completely changed person. A lot of the healing that I really needed in this lifetime to experience a really fulfilled, healthy, enlightened life that I have in all the aspects of my deep, deep personality that I have, I've already achieved. So even if death comes now, I've already achieved a lot of things I'm super proud of and super grateful for the love that I have with my husband, for the love of the communities that I'm part of, for all the healing work that I'm able to facilitate still till this day. I'm going to keep working as long as I can because I love my work. I love my work. I love my work of healing. I recently started to be interested in music again, so I want to get involved into music again, despite the challenge that I have, because I'm not going to stop living because there is cancer coming and tumors coming and I have to go through challenges. I'm going to do the things that bring joy to me. And if that means that I'm going to sing and worship in a church, I will do that. If that means that I'm open myself up to dancing and experiences I want to do, I will do. If that means that I just want to be at peace and rest, I will do that. But this path requires that I have a funding that I can choose to do things to care for the next year ahead of me without getting stressed because we have carried burdens and also financial burdens that are huge. We had sold our house. We spent horrendous amount of money for rentals when we came back that were overpriced, that drained our finances. And then we were able to secure another home that we had to get another mortgage on. And it's been really, really intense. So um, it's not a place in life, where I would say I want to explain you now my financial situation, but I want to tell you I'm not going out there because I'm thinking I'm not going to make it without your help. I know there's always a way, but I know I pray now and I sit in silence and I wait for guidance. And only when the guidance comes that directs my next step, I move forward and I choose and I act. And this is what I'm doing. And going public now, asking for public help, is my divine guidance. As an introvert person that really doesn't like social media, holy cow. Yeah. So, not really something I see myself doing. But then I got guidance to ask somebody for help. Then I got guidance to talk to somebody about it and to get some feedback. And I just keep following that divine guidance because I need support. I need your help. And I will, in the meantime, share the processes and the complexities of the things that I have learned in my journey because there's a lot of things, a lot of skill, a lot of understanding, a lot of knowledge that I have that I can share with you for people that are maybe going through a similar journey. Um, I'm going to do it as I'm guided to do because I don't know how my journey will unfold. Okay. This is not a planned thing. I just pray now, I meditate, I follow the guidance. And it's completely out of my comfort zone. I can tell you that 100% what I'm doing now, completely out of my comfort zone. I mean, this is not going online yet. I'm just recording it on my computer, but I know this will be posted and I will go online and people will respond in whatever way. Yeah. So let me close this with a really good thought to read you again this beautiful quote of Eckhart Tolle. Life will give you whatever experience is most helpful for the evolution of your consciousness. I don't like that I have to experience what I experience. I was resisting it. I was breaking down. I was crying. I was desperate. I was angry. I was resentful. Um, I was overwhelmed. I was in panic. And then I came to peace because within the last year, I started to become more and more unshakable within myself, reconnected to my true self, reconnected to myself, which I had lost throughout my entire life. And that nobody can take that from me. So even with having cancer potentially again, this cannot be taken from me. This is mine. I'm back to myself. Yeah. Whatever happens now, that can nothing, nobody, no cancer, no illness, nothing can take this from me. This is the journey of my soul, and nothing can take that from me. So it takes a great amount of courage, a great amount of bravery to record this video and to post it. I wish you very well. I wish that if you listen to this and anything resonates and you feel in the next days and and on weeks when I post shorter videos, that you feel like, hey, I'd like to support this lady. I don't even know her, but I'd like to support her with €5, €10, €100, whatever. Um, when my crowdfunding starts, I will share how I got through it and the things that can help. Not because I want to make myself important about look who I am and what I've achieved, but I know this is a very raw human experience, going through illness and surviving it. And what does it actually mean? Yeah. I was trying to write about it and I failed again and again because I think it's incomprehensible to describe an experience like that in words. And I feel that now I have no other choice but to share it. And the best I am is through talking directly. I'm not really good in writing down. When I write, I usually record and then I have it transcribed. Yeah. So this is the short story I want to share. So keep your eyes, your hearts, your mind open for the next few days and weeks when I start my crowdfunding.